Okay, so today I'm going to be doing an oil change on a 2012 Hyundai Elantra Touring, and this process will apply for the non-touring models as well, just the regular sedan. So let's go ahead and jack the car up and get started, put it on jack stands. And before you start, you might want to take the car for a test, not a test drive, just a drive to heat up the engine oil. It'll make changing it a little bit quicker, it'll drain out a bit easier. Okay, now that the car is safely jacked up on jack stands, you can start with opening the oil filler cap. That'll let the oil drain easily without the glug 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 action. So just go ahead and put it anywhere you're going to remember it. I'm just going to leave it up here. And then get underneath and get the drain pan ready. Your drain pan, which I already have under the car, and a 17mm wrench or socket. You're going to get underneath, and you're going to see the oil pan right there. And the drain bolt is obviously right here. So that's going to be, once you open it, it's going to drain towards the back of the car. So yeah, just get a wrench or a socket on there and crack it loose and have your drain pan ready. Drain plug here, out, and I have the oil draining. Well, it's pretty much already done, almost, but I just let it keep draining until it comes to a slow drip, and then you can put a new gasket, new washer on this guy. So take that silver washer off and install the new one here on the top of this. Just install that and torque it to approximately 27 to 30 foot-pounds, and then we'll go ahead and change the filter next. Drain plug back. There it is. And I've torqued it. Not really, but I just used a 17mm wrench. Anyway, I wanted to do that before we get to the filter. So the filter, you're going to want to take off this undercover right here. So it's just 3 10mm bolts that you can take off. Then you'll have access to the filter, and then you can unscrew it and bring the drain pan down below it, because it's also going to make a mess. So let's do that. Cover off. This is what you're going to see. So the filter's right there. You can just twist it off and make sure the drain pan is underneath and let that drain for a bit, and then hand tighten the new one on. Filter. Take some oil residue from your fingers and just wipe the O-ring with some of the oil. It can be the new or used oil, it doesn't really matter. Just so it seals nicely on the engine block. And then install it into position. Okay, now just do one final check. Make sure everything is in. There's a new genuine Hyundai filter, woohoo. You can wipe down the oil pan. Make sure it's nice and dry. I'll give this another wipe, and then reinstall this cover here. It's right under the oil filter, and then you can bring the car down and fill it up with some oil. Make sure to use what the oil weight that's on the oil cap. In this case, it's 5W20. Focus. There we go. Jeez. Okay. And yeah. Now the car's down off the jack stands and back on the ground. We can go ahead and pour approximately 4.5 liters of 5W20 right into the oil filler cap. I got my funnel ready here, so let's do that. And when you're done filling it up, close the cap. I've got oil in there. Put my filler cap back on. tighten it until it starts clicking. That means it's as tight as it needs to be. So now make sure to start the car, let it run for 15 to 30 seconds so that oil can get in the oil filter. Otherwise, when you pull out the dipstick to check, it's going to read high. So let the engine run for a little bit, start it up, and check the oil to make sure you've got the right oil level. And it looks like it's just above the full mark, which is fine, as long as it's not too overfilled, you know, to cause it to splash up into the combustion chamber. So yeah, you can put the dipstick back in and make sure to check under the car one last time just to make sure that your drain plug isn't leaking and it's tightened properly. And then you're on your way. Thanks for watching.